If you run an e-commerce store, you know how important user-generated content is, or we'll refer to it as UGC. Now that's the type of content where it looks real inside social media. It's the one where someone's holding a product, they're unboxing something, they're using it, they're doing all those sorts of things so that when someone sees it, they can relate to that person. However, getting UGC content is really hard. I'm sure you've tried and just no one does it for you. So in today's little workshop, I'm going to teach you something that I taught inside my e-commerce academy. And it is the exact framework that I used on one of my stores that now generates me over 100 pieces of content every single month on autopilot. And I don't need to pay for it. It just flows in there. And now I can use that in my ads, my social media, on my website, absolutely everywhere. And I did it by just following a really easy to implement framework that I want to give to you so that you can just download it and implement it in your business. So I've put the link down below so you can grab the framework, but I'm going to talk you through how to use the framework now and give you a quick overview of what I taught inside the e-commerce academy to my elite team members. Okay, so you can see my iPad here. This is literally the notes from the session that we took. But the way I want you to think about it is I want you to think about your content being put on autopilot. And this is the flywheel that we implement. The first thing we do is we identify what the objective of the content is that we're trying to acquire from our creators. Okay, is it going to be product-based content? Are we trying to build a community? Do we just need a demo of the product, or are we on some sort of sale? We then want to identify the type of creator that we want, what we want them to look like, what their age is, what the demographic is. We're then going to go out and search for those creators. I'm going to show you what places to search for them. Then we're going to engage with them and have some sort of commitment from us to them so that they'll do the thing for us that we want them to do. Then they're going to send us the content, and then we're going to upload it to all the places that we want. Now, it's super important that you do have this sort of automated flywheel because you're going to be doing this monthly. You don't just want to do this once and let the content come in. You want it to be coming in consistently time and time again. So let's scroll through to the rest of this framework. Now, there's two places that you can get your content from. It can either be free, where you can get it from places like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook groups, offline events, where you can get it from your customers if they want to, or you can pay for it. There's a number of collaboration tools such as HashGifted, Tribe, Shopify collabs. You can even jump onto places like Fiverr and Upwork to get creators for you. But let me take you through the framework that we use to determine who we need to get and how we're going to get them and what we want to get from them. Actually, before I take you through the framework, this is the type of content that we have collected from creators without even having to pay for it. Now, you can see here, this is all UGC style. This is our Instagram feed right here for our coffee brand, which is called Dosed. We basically found them on Instagram and we found them on Facebook groups, and we used a UGC toolkit, which we're going to show you soon exactly how to do this. But this is the sort of content I'm talking about. This is what we call UGC type content. We've got some unboxing here. We've got some, how-tos here. We've got some little recipes and things here. And this is all created by creators, not created by us. So this is the brief planner that we need to think about. And this is the way that we find our creators. So what I want you to think about is, what is it that you want this content to do? So this is the objective, okay? Do we want to launch a new product? Do we want to show the product features? Do we want to get people to visit your website, inform about a promotion? So right now, we just want to have a new product launch, okay? So that would be an example of what we want them to do, okay? When we know that, then when we talk to them, we can actually give them this objective. Then what we want to do is we want to give them some key information about the product and some key information that you want in the video. This could be things like, what are the unique product features, where it's made, why it's better than any competitors, etc. Now, the reason we want to do this is we want to make sure that they talk to the product the way we want it to be talked to. And if you've got 4 or 5 different creators, or maybe 10, 20, we want to make sure they're all saying the exact same message. So it's super important that we include these things here. So we'd write things like easy to use, fresh flavor, real coffee taste, coffee and water, example, okay? Please excuse my writing. I'm just trying to do this so that you get this pretty quickly. All right, so we give them the key call outs of our products and what we want them to talk about in the video. Now, it's important here we don't give them a full script. We just want to give them the points to talk to so they can talk in their own sort of tone. All right, let's go through. What do we want them to say at the end of the video? Do we want it to be a call to action to our website? Do we want it to be a follow and subscribe? Do we want them to just like the video, make a comment, or so and so? So this is where you want to determine what it is you want them to do. So in our world, we want them to go to our website, which is getdosed.co. Okay, super simple, super easy. You might want them to do something else. So once we've determined that, we then just go through and we say, what are we looking for? Are we looking for a creator or an influencer? Now, if you don't know what I mean by the difference between a creator and an influencer is someone who influences their audience. So they might have lots of followers, like hundreds or thousands of followers, that if they put your product in front of them, their audience is likely to buy. Now, a creator, on the other hand, doesn't necessarily have a following, but they can create the content for you. So an influencer, you get content from them and you get an audience from them, where a creator, you just get the content from them and they don't really have an audience. Typically, an influencer will cost you some money, where a creator is typically free, or they'll do it for the product. So in our world, we just went for creators. Okay, so we don't need to worry about a follower count, but if you were going down the influencer route, you'd probably want to put this in here. Now, where do we want them to be located? We're actually looking for Australian ones. As you can tell, I'm Australian. We probably want them to be 25 to 30, maybe 35, and we're looking for male and female genders, okay? Then we're gonna go through and find out what they're interested in. So they might be interested in cooking, travel, kids, adventure, okay? So this gives us a bit of a, oh my gosh, my writing is bad today, but hopefully you can hear while I'm writing. This gives us a niche of the type of person we're looking for. Now, you want to make sure that these people have an audience of people, or they fit the avatar or the type of person you're trying to get. All right, then we're going to go through and say, what are the requirements that we need to get from them? So do we want photos and images? And if we do, what types do we want? Do we want videos? If we do, what types do we want? Now, do we want the production quality to be phone? Do we want it to be an SLR? Do we want it to be done in a studio shot? Now, for this type of content, we highly recommend just getting it as lo-fi as possible and just getting to do it on a phone so it looks real and it looks native to the platform. Now, if you have a really high-end brand or something like that, you might want to do a studio or professional shoot, but for this type of content, it's just easier when it's on a phone. All right, now this is the part we're going to talk about how we're going to remunerate them in terms of how we're going to pay them. So we love to pay people in product. It's the best. It's so much easier because it only costs us the cost of the product. So we're going to pay them in a coffee product, okay? So we're going to send them coffee by 3, so by 3 months, so that they get coffee, a new coffee every month for 3 months, right? So that's the offer we're going to give them. Now, if you do want to pay them, you can, and there's many different prices that people pay, but for sort of a creator, it would be something from $100 to say $500 for a reel type video, okay? So that's sort of how we want to do that. So what we want to do now is we want to take this information here and we are going to go and we're going to use this information to go and find some creators. Now, the places we're going to go and find these are the ones that I've listed up here. So we're going to head over to Instagram and we're going to go into Instagram and we're going to search for the creators. Sorry about the lighting in here. The sun is going down here in Australia. So in terms of finding an Instagram, it's really easy. Just head to the search bar, you type in UGC creator, and then you start to filter through it. The thing is, these UGC creators tend to sell themselves on Instagram, so they'll write UGC in their About Us or their bios or even in their name. So all you need to do is type in UGC creator and a couple of the categories that you want to try and find them for. And then you go through and you start sending them a message. And the message you're going to send to them is exactly what you've put into this brief doc. You're going to say, we're looking to launch a new product and it is in the coffee space and we sell really good coffee that's convenient and easy. We'd love you to create some photos for us or some reels for us in exchange for some product. Does this sound like something that you'd be interested in? Okay, so all we do that is in a DM. Now the goal here is to message as many people as possible because it's a volume game. You want to get as many people to respond as you can, and then you start the negotiations with them on the types of content that they're going to create, how they're going to create it, and how soon you're going to get it. Once they say yes, you then send them the product, they go out and create the content and they send it back to you. Then you grab that content, you pick it up and you put it in your ads, you put it on your social media, and you just repeat the process every single month and content just flies in. Now, if you want a copy of this framework so you can use it to go out and find your own creators, I've got it down below. Make sure you grab it. And if you have any questions, be sure to hit me up on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, and I'll be happy to help. Alternatively, if you do want to join the e-commerce academy and learn these sort of strategies with me, with a group of people who are aiming to get to $1 million a year, head to ecomacademy.co and fill out the form and we'll see if you're a great fit.